Despite the fact that Tesla still sells a lot more automobiles, it took the business 10 years to produce as many electric cars as Hyundai and Kia have in only a few short months. Even Elon Musk was impressed. Is Hyundai the new rival to Tesla? Make sure to stay tuned until the end to find out. The US auto market would get a genuine electric sedan competitor to the Tesla Model 3, which arrived more than 5 years ago and may have sped up the growth of the EV market in 2017. The Ioniq 6 is the first sedan to enter the race, despite the fact that there are many crossover SUV entries ready to take on the Model Y, which came after the Model 3. With its history, including the cutting-edge eGMP platform and the meticulous attention to detail the business has put into these electric vehicles, from ride and handling to space-saving packaging, Tesla has a formidable adversary. First off, the exterior of the Ioniq 6 resembles the eye-catching Prophecy concept car remarkably well. Look closely at the rear photo. Okay, very closely. And you'll notice that the profile is very similar to that of a vintage Porsche 911, thanks to the roofline, the lighting bar, and the spoiler. The car apparently achieves a coefficient of drag of 0.21, putting it on par with the Tesla Model 3, an essential distinction as it competes with a class leader for EPA efficiency and range ratings. Contrary to what the eye initially perceives, it is in fact a sedan with a trunklet. Since the Infiniti J30, this correspondent can't recall seeing one with that kind of rear-wall cant. Anyone who has read the specifications for the Ioniq 5 or Kia EV6 would recognize the eGMP propulsion package on which the Ioniq 6 is based. A single-motor rear-wheel drive model produces 225 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. An all-wheel drive model produces 320 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque, thanks to the installation of a second motor at the front wheels that produces 99 horsepower and 188 pound-feet of torque. Considering that the Ioniq 6 is a little bit longer than the Model 3 and has a wheelbase of 116.1 inches, except the interior space to perform some of the same magic as the Hyundai Ioniq 5 did. Hyundai made an effort to move the dash forward in its electric crossover and maintain a wide, airy cabin in the front while optimizing legroom in the back, and it seems that the same idea applies here. We're interested to see how this packaging translates to a sedan in terms of sitting height though. With dual 12.3-inch monitors placed side by side and controls and display that mostly resemble those in the Ioniq 5, the cabin is decorated with recyclable materials to give it an eco-friendly feel. The Ioniq 6 might significantly outperform Tesla or provide Hyundai with another significant source of market expansion. While the Model Y has recently overtaken the Model 3, the Model 3 was the world's best-selling plug-in passenger car for 3 years in a row. Together, the Tesla Model Y and Model 3 account for over two-thirds of new EV sales in the US. We're talking about tens of thousands in the United States alone. Even if the Ioniq 6 may look fantastic and drive fantastically, the product is really only one component. The Ioniq 6 won't have Tesla's supercharger network, but it may retain the fast 800-volt charging of the 5. Furthermore, Hyundai failed to prioritize sufficient EV allocations for the US to fulfill demand or properly prepare its dealerships, which made it simpler to purchase the similar Kia EV6. This might all change if facilities are built in the United States. However, let's hope Hyundai hasn't written off the American taste for slimline sedans the same way it did for mic-dropping hatchbacks. Hyundai does have a large 3-row Ioniq 7 electric SUVs on the way, as well as a Georgia factory targeting 300,000 American-made EVs each year. Hyundai is investing $16.5 billion to increase EV production in South Korea and aims to release a new battery-powered vehicle every year for the remainder of the decade. By 2030, the automaker hopes to own 3.2 million vehicles and trucks, or 12% of the global EV market. They undoubtedly have an advantage. Yoon argues Subaru and Toyota will have to try to catch them. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such amazing content.